Electric car designers really get to exercise their creativity because they're not bound by the same parameters that traditional gas-powered cars are subject to. But not everyone wants an EV that looks like some crazy spaceship or a jelly bean. So if you are looking for an EV that kind of slides under the radar, you got a lot of options, and here are 5 that I really like. The Volkswagen ID.4 is an EV that pretty much looks like any other crossover, and there's absolutely nothing outrageous about its design. I like that it's roomy and that it blends in really well. It's also rated to drive between 410 and 433 kilometers on a single charge, depending on whether or not you get all-wheel drive. The BMW i4 is another one I really like. It's an electric sedan that pretty much looks exactly like the gas-powered 4 Series. There's nothing about its design that screams EV except for a couple of blue badges. It's rated for about 412 to 484 kilometers of range, but when I drove it, it showed a lot more. Some days it was over 500 kilometers. It looks, feels, and operates just like any other BMW, so as long as you're down with that grille, it would be a great pick. The Volvo XC40 Recharge is the electric version of the brand's tiny but handsome gas-powered crossover. The gas and electric models look almost exactly the same, except the electric version doesn't have a grille because it doesn't need it. But it still retains the XC40's clever design and luxurious interior that's also made with a lot of sustainable materials. The twin-motor all-wheel drive version is rated for 359 kilometers of range. Audi's strategy with its EV crossovers are to make them as similar as possible to their gas-powered counterparts, and that applies to the design, and that means that the Q4 E-Tron looks almost exactly like a regular gas-powered Model 2. There's absolutely nothing about the design that screams EV, so it slides under the radar nicely. It's still stylish, but also very conservatively designed, and it's rated to drive 380 kilometers on a single charge. The Ford F-150 is always Canada's most popular selling vehicle, and you can't drive 30 seconds without even seeing one. And the great thing about the F-150 Lightning is that it looks almost exactly the same as the gas-powered version. Except for that grille and that light strip that goes across the entire front end and some badging, there's really nothing that'll make a random passerby clock this as an EV. They're rated to have about 386 to 515 kilometers of range, depending on the model you pick.